Beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Georgia for those of you who are new, and to my regular subscribers, welcome back. So as you see, I'm wearing some shades today, and it is to catch everything that was being thrown in this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 2 Episode 16, titled Something's Got to Give. Alright, so let's get into the episode. But if you're interested in these shades, sunglasses, however you call them, they can be found on my website, Touch Me Textures, shameless plug, along with other fine accessories and apparel. So head over to Touch Me Textures when you finish this video, of course, and look to see what's in there. Maybe you'll find something interesting. So let's get into this episode. First, we have Marsau at home. Remember, in the last episode, we ended where Marsau had a car wreck on his way to the camping trip. So he had to go back home because the car was that bad. And I'm guessing, after an accident, where you going? If it's not to the hospital, then you're going back home. So Marsau is at home nursing his injuries. This is the following day after the camping trip. Marsau is at home nursing his injuries, and Maurice comes by just to check on him to see how everything is doing. And Maurice asks him, how's everything? And then Marsau was going on about the vehicle and stuff like that. But to Maurice's point of view, which I think is very positive, he said, listen, you had a car accident, you made it out alive, you have no injuries. That's a blessing. So you have to thank God that you made it out safely, which is true. Listen, you're in a Mercedes-Benz, even though it's a sports car, a high-end sports car, you were able to be protected in it because the quality that Mercedes-Benz makes their vehicle, I'm sure that had something to do with you not getting as injured as you might have in another vehicle. So consider it a blessing that you were not hurt or even, worse. Let's not put that out there, but just consider it a blessing. So, okay, so they start talking about what happened the night before in the camping trip as far as, well, Maurice didn't give away any information. He just said that Marsau told us about, he just gave us some information. And then, then Marsau, he's insinuating, he's like, exactly what did he tell you? And Maurice is like, he's trying to go around it. And then Marsau was like, let me tell you something. He said, Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. So I've heard that before. I've heard that saying before. When I was young and in church, that was one of our songs that we sang. And it was a little kid songs that we made. I guess, they made it up to keep us busy or whatever. And we used to sing that song. So that's what it brought back the memories of my childhood. But then again, I'm wondering, all right, Marsau is saying Father Abraham had many sons had Father Abraham. So he's telling Maurice in a roundabout way that either Martell has a son on the way that he knows of, or he have other children out there. So I wasn't sure exactly which direction he was going in. But Maurice did a very good job in not spilling anything. And that says a lot about your reputation. Maurice, we already know that, all you want from this group is for everybody to come together, live good, make money, and move on. And it wouldn't have been a good look if you actually sat there and gossiped with your brother about Martell. Because as an attorney, you're supposed to be you're supposed to be confidential and keeping people's things private. So I'm guessing you're practicing it right now, and it's a good thing. But you've always been that. Even before you passed the bar, from all the episodes I've watched, you're not the one to be in the mix and in the gossip. So it was good to see that you didn't tell your brother anything. And you said, listen, if he wants to know, let him go talk to Martell himself. And you did a good thing in telling Marsau that, listen, your friend needs you right now. So if you're a true friend, go be there for your friend. So that was that. I like that scene with Maurice and Marsau. I like the fact that Maurice did not let out any information. He didn't bash it. He was just positive all around like he usually is. So that was really good to see. Now we have Melody getting the kids ready for, I think it's for school. And she has all the kids with her in the bathroom. And she has a very uplifting conversation with them. She made me feel good the way she was talking to those kids. And that was a very nice moment to see the way she talked to them about their hair and just their complexion and stuff like that. She made them feel good, and that's what needs to be done more to the children in our communities, because they deal with things on a daily outside of the home. So when you're amongst your family and friends, you're supposed to be able to feel good about yourself, and Melody is doing a wonderful job in keeping these kids uplifted. So that was nice to see. Even though she's going through her thing, she's making sure that her kids are good. Melody's a great mama. All right, so now she comes to the confessional and she tells us about the comments that Miss Wanda made. I don't know if you guys knew that Miss Wanda did a live video, and she went on, I think it was Instagram Live, and that is what Martell approached her about at Jalen's luncheon. So the gist of the live video was like, okay, she didn't want her kids to go to the party that Melody was having for her daughter, because she said that because Latisha's girls have more hair, more hair than Melody's kids, that the kids are gonna be jealous and be like their father, and be hateful towards her grandchildren and stuff like that. It was just something that should not have come out of her mouth, because as a black mother, you're, again, like I said, you're supposed to uplift your children and grandchildren, let them feel the best that they can about themselves. For Miss Wanda to make comments like that wasn't good at all. So Melody says she felt that Martell didn't handle it well at the luncheon, so she's going to take matters into her own hands. And then she calls Latisha. So she calls Latisha, and she's telling her the gist of whatever happened. And in case you didn't know, this is what your mother said, and I don't think it was right or whatever. Latisha listened, and in a roundabout way, she's like, well, I didn't know she said that. But girl, really? I didn't know she said that. And if she did, she didn't apologize for her mom or anything like that. She didn't think she did anything wrong. And Melody, her expression was like, well, I really can't believe she's saying these things. So Latisha turns it around and makes it into an invitation, that she's having an invitation for a brown girl event. But it's just so interesting that your brown girl event is right after your mom said what she said on social media. I think you was just trying to clean it up. I mean, the event is a great idea, but at the same time, I think you guys are trying to clean up what your mama did. So she invited Melody to the event, and Melody accepted. She's like, oh, I'm going to call Martell and tell him. Melody was like, no, if you're having an event for girls, then I will be the one to bring them. And then Latisha was like, well, you could drop them off and leave. Melody was like, hell, no. She's like, no, ma'am, I am not leaving my children unattended. So she's like, all right, I'll come. I'm going to come to support you, and it's a great event. So, of course, I'm going to bring the girls. All right, so they got off the phone, and then we have Marsau and Tisha at home. So Marsau is at home. Tisha comes home from her, I believe she went away to school or some seminar or an event or whatever. And she's talking to Marsau about his accident. And she's like, I'm just happy that it wasn't worse than it is. I'm just glad that you weren't hurt or whatever. And then they go in to talk about, Marsau goes in to tell her about his sit down with Miss Wanda, as far as letting her know that her behavior at certain events is it's gonna cause her not to be invited to some. And just as they were talking about it, Miss Wanda walks in, and she comes in with her kids, her grandkids, all her grandkids. Apparently she was babysitting, I think, 2 other kids, and then their 2 girls. I didn't see their son. I don't know, they have a son. I believe it was 4 kids that she came in with. It doesn't matter anyway, but she came in with her grandkids. Good to see Miss Wanda with her grandkids, with the young baby she was taking care of. So they start talking, and Marsau asked Miss Wanda if she had anything to do with his wreck. He's like, I have a feeling you had something to do with my wreck. And come to find out, when I called my insurance company, come to find out I was the second person to call. You called to find out if there was any cash to be had or something to that effect. And I'm like, really, Miss Wanda, you took it that far? So another thing that was discussed was the fact, and I didn't like this about it, the fact that Miss Wanda is in the house babysitting the kids. Marsau is going to tell Tisha that the babies were crying and it was just too much or whatever. Well, if that's the case, Marsau, Miss Wanda don't have to watch your kids. Tisha could go on and do what she has to do, and you stay home with the kids and leave Miss Wanda over where she lived to take care of the other grandchildren. I didn't think that was, he just seemed very ungrateful to me. The fact that the grandmother was there to help them out, to make sure her daughter was, did what she had to do, and you were complaining that the kids were making noise. So what? Deal with it, or either get up and help her take care of your kids or take care of them on your own. So through all of that, now we see that we thought he was okay with it, with Tisha going to school and, you know, furthering her education, but it seems like he wants her back in the house. And to Tisha, I say, don't do that. You spent enough time making sure that your family is good. Take some time for yourself, further your education, get that next degree if you want, get that next certificate if you want, and make sure that he steps up and helps with the kids. That's just how it is. You're a family, you're a dad, do what you have to do. I mean, your schedule cannot be that crazy that you don't have no time for your kids. How many hours a day are you out there working? Yes, I know you're a contractor, you leave early in the morning, but usually by 3, 4 o'clock, you're done working. You may have another couple of hours where you have to do paperwork because you're the owner of the company and so on and so forth. But you cannot expect Tisha to be in the house all day just taking care of the kids and not furthering herself or making herself better as a person. So Marsau, I say to you, step up and do more as a dad. When you were at Destiny's event, you claimed that you've been doing more, but yet we see that you still want Tisha in the house, not doing anything, just being a full-time mom. To Tisha, I say congratulations on standing up to him. Make sure that you go on and do more for your education. Like I said, get that next degree, get that certificate, but do what you have to do for you. All right. So now, I didn't digress. That was just something that bothered me and I had to get it out. So now we have, I don't know who said it first. I don't know if it was Miss Wanda who said, I'm leaving. I don't have to be in your house. And Marsau was like, well, go. And then he's like, shake a bone. And I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Somebody got to explain to me what shake a bone mean, because I've never heard that thing. But apparently it was very disrespectful. And to Marsau, I say you and Miss Wanda have this relationship where it's a kind of a love-hate relationship, but at the same time you have to show her a little bit more respect as Latisha's mother. That's your wife's mother. You can't be so nasty all the time to her, even though, but she told you straight to your face she didn't like you. So I don't know how you guys are going to work it out, but something got to be done. You guys can't be clashing every time you come together. So he tells her shake a bone, and Latisha let him know that, listen, what you're doing is very disrespectful. Miss Wanda got upset and she left with her other 2 grandchildren. And after that, Tisha tells him, listen, since your mother can't get along, since she says she's not going to come here to watch these kids anymore, you're going to have to do more. Marsau takes it as his cue to exit, so he's walking out the front door. And then Latisha said to him, and I don't understand, why would you drive a sports car to go camping? I kind of agree with her. I'm like, if that's you have other vehicles. I didn't know they had other vehicles. So she was like, you have another vehicle you could have taken. Why would you take the sports car? But I'm saying, listen, you purchase a vehicle. You didn't purchase it to park it. You want to drive it. You drive it where you want to. But to go camping, that look kind of strange. You bring all your camping gear in a 2-seater sports car with little trunk space. Why wouldn't you put it in the truck? Why would you want to put things in there that will mess up your vehicle, scratch up your car and stuff like that? But hey, to each his own. So then he's like, Latisha, just go upstairs and I'm going outside. And she actually went up. I'm like, girl, did this man just dismiss you and you actually went? So Marsau and Tisha, they have a little tiff going on. And he claims that Miss Wanda is trying to come between them and break them up. But I don't think that's the case. Miss Wanda is not doing that. All he wants is Miss Wanda to stay away and not help. That way Latisha would have to stay in the house and take care of the kids. And again, I say to you, Tisha, do what you got to do. Go get your degree. Go get your certificate or whatever you're working towards, girl. All right. Next thing. We have Martell. He goes to visit, I forgot his name, the realtor. And he tells the realtor that, the 47 acres that we're working on, at this point, we can't move forward because everything is on hold. I guess everything is tied up in the divorce agreement or whatever. So, the guy was disappointed, to say the least. And he told him, you might have some more legal problems coming because we're in contract. And we've been going back and forth for about a year, I guess, to smooth out and make sure everybody gets what they want from the deal. And Martell kind of tries to throw it back on him as far as telling him, listen, I thought this would have been done already. We would have closed on the property already. But as if to say, you're not doing your job. But it's a huge deal. It's a huge transaction. So of course, everybody's going to take their time to make sure that they're well protected, that they're getting what they want from the deal, like I said, and that everybody walks away happy. So it's going to take going back and forth a lot. In real estate deals is going to take, something that big is going to take a lot of communication back and forth. So the realtor told him that he went by the property and he saw that they were doing geotagging and I guess surveying the place to make sure that everything was good and everything on the property that they want was useful, because now they're getting ready to build residential properties and also commercial. So you want to make sure all the land space that I'm buying on their end is good. So they were doing geotagging and they had equipment going through there, and now they're gonna be told that they have to stop that because of Martell's personal issues of what's going on with his divorce. So it puts a stop on everything. So of course everybody was disappointed all around, and there was nothing left to be said. I mean, they didn't leave that meeting happy at all, because basically everybody's bag is now stopped because of something that you did. Okay, now we have the Brown Girl event. We have Latisha and her sister who's throwing the Brown Girl event. What it is, we have little young girls that comes in and they talk to them about, being happy in the skin that they're in. They introduce them to a young entrepreneur who came up with different shades of brown. So she have her own crayon line, and I think it was also paint, like when you put the water in the paint. She also had that. So they had a little event where they gave them goodie bags, and then they had them drawing with different shades of brown and yellows and orange and stuff like that. So it was just a fun event for young girls. Young kids, they all love to color. Especially little girls, they love to color and paint. So that was great for them, and they had their little goodie bag. So now at the event, they took some time off to the side, and it was Kimmy, Destiny, and Melody. And Destiny, in her sure fashion of trying to bring everybody together, she wants to do a girls' getaway. So she asked Melody, I guess she had already talked to Kimmy. Kimmy's all good with it, because Kimmy also is trying to get everybody back together. She don't want this fighting or whatever. She don't want to be in the middle of anything. And she asked Melody, would you be willing to do a getaway? And Melody was like, sure. All right. So now Latisha comes over, and, you have to include Latisha and stuff because the teacher say nobody don't like her or whatever. So Latisha comes over and Destiny presents, the trip to her. And of course, she had questions after questions. For instance, she wants to know who's going. Well, one of the questions that she asked, I agree. She wanted to know how long it was. because she's in school, she got a family, whatever. And Destiny was like, it's about 3 days. She's like, I don't know if I'll go to 3 days. So Destiny was like, how about a day trip? We could get away for 1 day. She's like, all right, that's possible. Then now she's like, who's going? Can we drive our own car so that if I get pissed off or somebody get pissed off, they could leave? So of course, you see the look on Melody's face like, oh my God. So Melody gets up and she goes to go check on her kids. She's like, you know what, let me go check on these kids. So she goes and check on her kids. And the ladies were still sitting there. And they were talking amongst themselves, of course. And Destiny was just trying to get Latisha to understand that it's a way for the ladies to get back together as a group, you know, and start moving forward. Get over what happened in the past, start moving forward. All right, then Melody comes over and she asked Tisha if she could talk to her off to the side. And she thanked her for inviting her and her girls to the event. And she's like, I know, you know, you're a little bit skeptical about going on a trip, and I don't want you to feel that way, because honestly, I do want to move forward with everything. So, and then we talked about having a black woman in the White House, Kamala Harris. And Melody told us that she is the ambassador for Alabama. Oh, I guess it's like a women's group in Alabama. I'm not exactly sure. And then Destiny also shared with us that she's a board member for the business women group in Alabama. And it was just good news all around. Okay? So now we leave it there. Hopefully, now when we get onto the trip next time, that they're still in good spirits. So now we come to the last scene. And this is the scene that got me. Martell made his mother cry. And that hurt me watching it. He made his mom cry. Martell came over with, and Mama Holt is one of the sweetest people. I've been watching this show, and I find that she's one of the sweetest people on the show. So for him to make her cry, that got me. It made me upset. So he comes over with the kids to come visit their grandma and to bake cookies and stuff. So, you know, after a while, he asked the kids if they would go into the room so he could talk to grandma in private. And of course, his mom let him know that she's not happy about them getting a divorce or whatever. But then she goes in to ask the question, is it true what's being said on the internet? Which was the fact that his mistress is pregnant. And Martell goes in and admits that, yes, she's pregnant. And that's when his mom broke down in tears. And even through her tears, Mama Holt was being such a good mom. She's like to him, Martell, I know you're a good man and you're going to get through this. Even though what is happening is sad and whatever, you're a good man. So even in her pain and her disappointment, I'm guessing she was a bit disappointed because, like she said, I love my daughter-in-law. I will always love my daughter-in-law, which is Melody she's talking about. And, you know, they have a great relationship. So I'm sure it hurt her to see them breaking up. I'm sure it hurt her to see her grandkids having to go through this. So when he told her that, yes, it's true, I do have a baby on the way, that's when she started crying. So she cried for a little while and got it out. And then she gathered herself and brought the kids back out. And they were able to enjoy the cookies that they made. Because while they were in the room, the cookies was cooling. So she was able to bring the kids back out and just have as best of a time that they can with them. So that was the end of the episode. Yeah. So next week, I guess the ladies are going to be going on a camping trip. I'm hoping that Marsau and Martell could have a conversation, because now that they decided to squash everything and put it to the side, now they could have a conversation. And what else should be happening? So we just have to wait and see. But yeah, that was my recap and my review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 2, Episode 16, titled Something's Got to Give. And yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it for this episode. Like I said, if you are interested in these shades and more quality accessories, make sure you visit Touch Me Textures. to shop and see what's on the site. Thank you guys for watching this video. Why am I taking them on? Put them back on. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.